I'm separated. So why does my spouse still get half of my estate? Hi, I'm Neil Tyra. I'm an estate planning attorney in Rockville, Maryland, and I do estate plans for regular folks like you and me. This scenario comes up way, way too often, and it goes like this. Client comes to me and they've been separated from their spouse for some period of time. One of my clients had been separated for 62 years from their spouse when they came to me to do their estate plan. And they wanted to cut their spouse out of their estate plan, to disinherit them from the estate plan. That was permissible in the past. And in fact, that capability was taken advantage of by some unscrupulous people going through divorces and what have you. And turns out that they were leaving their spouse with nothing, which presents a burden on the state. And so therefore the law has changed. And now, if you're married at the time of your spouse's death, you have the right to take what's called the statutory elective share. You get a piece of that estate, regardless of what the will said. If there was a will, there's no will. The will says I'm cutting my spouse out and I'm not making any provisions for them. You still have the right to override that and take your statutory share. And how much is that? Well, if the decedent, the person who dies, leaves a spouse and descendants, children, the spouse gets 1/3 of the estate. If the decedent dies and only leaves a spouse with no descendants, no children, then the spouse gets half the estate. And it gets even more difficult because the law recently changed in Maryland to say you couldn't hide assets in a trust, for instance, and make them not part of your probate estate and therefore not eligible to be taken through the elective share process. Now we have what's called an augmented elective share. So that means everything counts. And some things are excluded, but the starting point is everything counts. So this is a complicated situation. If you're separated, you need to talk to a family law attorney and or an estate planning attorney and get this matter attended to so that your family is not surprised when the time comes. I'm Neil Tyra. I'm an attorney in Rockville, Maryland, doing estate plans for regular folks like you and me. If you have any questions about this, our information is at the end of the video. We'd love to chat with you.